Hey everyone, Raven here. With the drop of patch 1.1.1, one of the biggest changes was for sure the increase in mob density. And that is why in these past couple of days I worked to find the best possible Nightmare Dungeon tier list for the Barbarian class, not only for XP per hour, but also for the glyph leveling. Before we get started, I want to make sure that everybody is on the same page. So let's gonna explain how did I calculate this experience per hour. First of all, I used a level 90 class, Barbarian class, with the DS, with the double swing Thorn build. I did use no pylons, no events. I always made sure that the great majority of the mobs were killed. I also always maximized my clearing efficiency. I made sure that I could kill the biggest amount of pools of mobs as fast as possible, and every run was done in solo. Also, I know the majority of you knows how this stuff gets calculated, but again, I want to make sure that everybody is on the same page. So we get the start XP before we start the run, then we get the results when we are finished, when the bubble creates, when the Nightmare Dungeon is done, or the mob or the event is done. We get the final experience. Then we calculate, of course, simple math, the total experience that we gain for the run. We also gonna use the time, but at the same time we have to also consider the time we are gonna spend to clean up our inventory, check the gear, vendoring if we ever go to the bank, etc, etc. And this is, I put a 60-second standard for everything, and therefore we are going to in this way we calculate the final experience for each single dungeon. As you can see, I also had some notes for some dungeons, because for some dungeons work better and worse for the Barbarian class. It's not only how fast we can be, but sometimes also the type of mobs can influence the Barbarian class performance or the layout of the map. So for example, for the Betrayal row, I don't suggest that dungeon at all. It's infested with the Hornets type of mobs. They shoot a crap ton of poison damage, and it's just not worth it. Also, as you can see, the rate, the experience per hour is not good, so that doesn't matter. Another important thing, as you can see, the level difference, it's in almost every single Nightmare Dungeon 10 level. My class, the gear of my class of the Barbarian is now pretty good. I blasted, I explode everything. It doesn't matter if it's 2 level, 3 level, 10 levels above me. It's pretty much the same time for me. So I did 10 levels above. In this way we get all the 15% experience. For a couple of them I couldn't find the keystone at 10 level plus, so I did whatever I had. But as you can see, the most of them have 10 level plus, because I wanted to make sure the tests that I ran were as consistent as possible. Also, this dungeon, the halls of the dam, this dungeon is terrible. Like, don't do this one. When you have this, just trash it, salvage it, because it's really literally terrible. There are lots of red ghost mobs that I hate them. They have range, they move a lot, they try to flank you. They are terrible to fight against as a Barbarian. And also there is this asinine backtracking with teleports. Like, there are these teleports that teleports you to another little map where there is the little mini boss to kill it. It's just terrible. Another dungeon that I found out it's not pretty good is Heretic Asylum, because there are no elite on the first part of the dungeon, so that's not good at all. Then we have Hoarfrost Demise. This is a pretty good one. It's pretty good. It's good for experience, it's okay, but it's also very good for, you are gonna see, for the timing for glyph leveling. It's the fastest dungeon to complete. In every single one of my tests, it was the fastest dungeon for completion. It's also very good the mobs. They have goat mobs, which are perfect for the Barbarian class. They stay melee, most of them. They always are in your face, and that works great for the double swing build. And also the final boss, which is the Khazar Abomination. The Khazar Abomination is the best boss for the Barbarian class. At the very least, is the best boss for my build. For the Thorn double swing, you're literally gonna nuke
this boss to the ground. It literally you shot him. It's ridiculous. So this is a very good boss to fight against. Is the Khazar Abomination, and I think the Khazar yes, it's also in the which one is it? In the Commodore Temple. We have the Khazar Abomination, which is again very weak against the Thorn, the double swing Barbarian. So as you can see in here, I pulled out the tier list. The tier list is pretty much, there are some changes, but it's pretty much what we were expecting with Older Care. Once again, even with the mob increase, it's gonna be the S+ tier dungeon for experience. The best for glyph leveling, instead it's gonna be Hoarfrost's Demise. As you can see, it's by far the fastest dungeon for completion. So if you wanna level up your glyph and nothing else, just run Hoarfrost's Demise. And as you can see at the hand, I just put garbage for all of them. This one I could put also for garbage, but I don't know if you like the dungeons, whatever, but do it. But again, these are very, very bad, so just try to skip everything of it. Other Sarat layer also confirms to be a pretty good one. It was also a very good dungeon, pre 1.1.1. Interesting dungeon was Domain Tunnel, because I know that many people think that Domain Tunnel is not very good, but for us, for the Barbarian, I ran this test multiple times, and I always got very, very good result in terms of XP per hour. It has good density, the map is pretty simple, there is the Khazar Abomination boss that again is very weak against our build. But I think it's pretty, I'm fairly sure it's fine for every type of Barbarian build you're gonna run. The map is simple, in my opinion, it's not that difficult. So once you learn it, the pattern and how to maximize and optimize to free the 6th prisoner, it's a pretty good map, and it has a very, very high XP per hour. You will find the link to this tier list in the video description below. Also, I will keep this tier list always updated. If there are gonna be any changes by hotfix or future patches, I will always update this tier list. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good tier list. I try to be as consistent as possible with the methods I used. Therefore, I think the results are pretty good. For all the guys, for all the ones out there that are pretty into min-maxing their XP per hour, the glyph leveling, I think they will find this list pretty helpful. That being said, guys, always remember that it's a game, so yes, this tier list is gonna be helpful for maximizing your leveling, but do whatever also you enjoy to play besides all of that one. Don't do that one, that it's no bueno. That being said, guys, I hope you find this useful. Thank you for watching. As usual, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye bye.